got a little email, right, off a bit of a keyboard warrior, as it were.
He's actually trying to sell something. That's the thing. I sent this to Josh last night because I found it tickled me. But we're often talking about the things that you get offered and the things that people say to you when you make content on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or wherever. And this dude, I got an email. Like, this must be, I don't know, 10 o'clock. You were asleep, so it must have been late.
Yeah, I've got an infant child. I'm asleep by 8 o'clock, but it was late on. Yeah.
It was 10:30 maybe. I get this email, and it says the title of the email is "Beard, your titles are shit." And I thought, okay, that's kind of like a ballsy way to start an email thread.
Fucking cheek of this guy. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you might as well read it. Okay. I've forgotten exactly what it says, but
so it starts off. It's not like good evening, good morning. It just says
none
Beard.
None of that.
Your videos are awesome, but ... your titles are shit! ! Which is a bit aggressive. Like, there's no pleasantries, no bedside manner. Please let me explain why your awesome content would get double the views minimum, in brackets minimum, so it's like guaranteeing it, with the right title. Common clickbait examples often conform to formats like these. You'll never believe this, blank. How to achieve results using this one weird trick. They didn't know, blank. Then this happened. The aim is often to make content seem more enticing than it might actually be. So it's also like, but your content is enticing, but your titles are less enticing than your content is. Let's talk titles when you have time. So that's fair. Speak soon, Paul. Who the fuck is Paul?
Yeah, Paul, if you're listening, I'm not getting in touch. You're lucky I didn't send you a highly, mischievous email. But normally if I'm in like kind of a mischievous mood, I might reply to people like that and send them something they don't like. But not like a dick pic or anything. I mean, just like I'll send something back, which is, like a wise ass remark. But yeah, the funny thing about that, well, actually it's all funny, but the funny thing about that is not only is he trying to sell something, I don't know, but he thinks that after 7 years of creating content on YouTube, I don't know about all these lunatic clickbait channels out there, which title their videos in such a way that the people watch them, even though the content's not good, but my content's good.
Who the fuck is Paul though? Do you know, like,
I don't know
who's that guy? Like, is it a famous Paul? Has he got like his own famous channel? Is it Paul Scholes? He got some views recently, didn't he?
I would listen to Paul Scholes. Doesn't matter how aggressive he was. I mean, he's into eating too, apparently.
Oh my God, there's one way.
Before anyone says it, no, I'm not going to eat Mrs. Beard's toenails for a video. But the funny thing about that, on a serious note, is my titles are not clickbaity for a reason, right? Because you don't want to fall into, this is not advice, but like, I don't want to fall into that category of, A, I don't like the idea of clickbait anyway, right? I mean, it's dishonest.
Yeah.
And B, like, I don't want to be like everyone. You see those titles all the time on YouTube, and it would switch me off. Maybe it's an age thing because I'm older.
It doesn't even make sense for your work. Do you know what I mean?
What would I call one? Like, say my last video, I would call it like, what were the examples I gave?
You'll never believe this, blank.
You'll never believe this man eats £5 burger challenge. It's been done before. People will believe it, I think.
Yeah, as soon as they click on your channel, they just see like hundreds of videos. Yeah. They didn't know, blank, then this happened. They didn't know I'd shit myself, then I shit myself. That would actually be a good title.
We should have used that for the first Spotify episode, the first podcast episode.
Here's one for you, actually. Those that are listening and watching, can you go and just test it on your Alexa? So can you say, Alexa, play Breaking Bread podcast? Because I tried it this morning when in the studio, and it said, playing episode 1 of Breaking Bread podcast. The time Beard shit his pants. And I started playing it. That's a career high for me. That.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're not going to be taking Paul up on his offer?
No, Paul's not even getting a reply.
Cheeky motherfucker. Like, I am gobsmacked at the neck on some people. We might be wrong. He might be like an absolute YouTube genius. What's Mr. Beast's real name? It's not Paul, is it?
I don't know what his real name is, actually.
Oh, it's Jimmy. Jimmy, that's what he's called.
His real name is Jimmy?
I'm pretty sure he's called Jimmy.
Jimmy Beast, or has he actually got a real
Jimmy
surname?
off South Park. Jimmy.
Was that Timmy?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I didn't even really watch South Park that much, and I know that.
Close enough. On to the next topic of business. It must be a slow news day, because I saw a title today on the news. Breaking news, so it must have been slow. Joe Biden breaks wind in front of Camilla.
That's what is that on the Sun or the Daily Star?
No, this was on TV. This was like
on TV.
On TV this morning on news, and so like this was talking about it for 10 minutes. I was gobsmacked to me. I'm like, what the fuck? How's this on TV? Then they got a yoga expert on, so like a yogi came on and like she then spent 10 minutes saying how she encourages people to fart in her classes and how it's fine for Joe Biden to be go like boffing them around at COP26.
Well, I mean, he's an old bloke now. There's some kind of muscular laxity when you get to that age. I'm not going to blame him, and you know we all do it. I probably wouldn't do it in public. But I mean, the most embarrassing part about that is that it was covered on TV news for 10 minutes.
But then they pulled, so like Yogi got off then, I'll brush my teeth, came back, Yogi's off, Dr. Hillary's on, and he's on a 20-minute rant about...
Is he still around, Dr. Hillary Jones?
Yeah, Dr. Hillary Jones.
The only thing I remember useful that came out of his mouth was the meningitis test, with the tumbler. So if you got a rash and you want to test that it's meningitis, if it's meningitis and not something else, then...
Acne.
Then you have to roll a tumbler on there, which I thought was good advice, but that's all I remember him for. That and being called Hillary, which isn't a very common man's name.
True that.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. That's the only thing that I really remember from him. Because again, I don't watch news like ever. It would just happen to be on this morning. We turned the TV on, and they were talking about farting. I thought this will be a good topic for the podcast. So I thought I'll just see how this plays out.
Well, if that's like on the regular TV, they're talking about farting for 10 minutes. I feel less bad about talking about shit my pants for 20 minutes.
I know, there's me like getting on my high horse. You're on your high horse.
Yeah, but like you expect that here. You don't expect that from real like terrestrial TV news, do you?